All of my content is also posted on 5colorcombo.com, a great website for all of your Magic the Gathering needs, including articles, podcasts, and custom Magic the Gathering tokens and playmats. As a subscriber to my channel, you can use the discount code NEEDSAHONE5 for a 5% discount in their store. You can find the link in the description below. Hello everyone, it is Monday, and that means it's time for my weekly draft video. We're doing some more Kaladesh. I'll be back with you guys when our pack opens. Okay, this is an interesting first pack. Wildest Dreams is pretty good. I don't know that I want to be first picking it because if you end up in an aggressive deck, it's not especially good. But it is quite good if you're in sort of a control deck. It also has Propeller Pioneer, which is a card I've found myself first picking sometimes. But it also has Unlicensed Disintegration, and even though it's gold, I think I do want to first pick it just because it's so powerful. So it's what I'm leaning towards. Wildest Dreams, like I said, is solid, but I like Unlicensed Disintegration more. They both have the problem of maybe I don't get to play it because my deck doesn't end up being the right thing, but we can try to make it work. Other cards, I mean, those are really the strongest cards in the pack. I mean, Gremlins and Lawless Broker are fine, as is the Aetherborn and, of course, Veteran Motorist. But yeah, we're gonna take the Disintegration here and see if we can go black-red. All right, Dubious Challenge. That's a very bad card, so we're not going to be taking it. So there is a decent red card. It's a card, you know, Chandra's Pyrohelix looks like it would be really, really good, and it is good, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Eventually, I'm going to get around to doing a top 10 things I was wrong about in my limited review, and there's just too many big creatures in this format for the Pyrohelix to be good. So it's not an incredible card. What's the best card here in like a vacuum if I'm not thinking about my first pick? I mean, Servant of the Conduit and Aether Meltdown are both pretty good. I like them both more than Chandra's Pyrohelix. But with my first pick, should I just take the Helix? I mean, it's a fine card. It's not an incredible card. You know, I don't think this pack can really tell us anything about what's open, but it's probably best to just take what I think is like the more powerful card from the pack, which is probably just the Conduit, Servant of the Conduit or Aether Meltdown. And I'm leaning towards Servant of the Conduit. It just enables you to do all kinds of silly things. Like, we may even be able to play this if we take it. You can end up with multicolor decks in this format that are really strong, thanks to the splashing that only green basically has the ability to do, but it is relevant. Okay, Ballista Charger's a pretty good vehicle. I always want to say equipment. Die Young is a pretty good card as well, but another card like Chandra's Pyrohelix I've been a little underwhelmed with. It does get better when you have other ways to make energy, so that's worth keeping in mind. Do I like the Charger more? I don't think I do. I think I am going to take Die Young here. Yeah, I mean, those are the only cards I'd really consider. The Exemplar, you know, if you end up with enough artifacts, is an okay card, but obviously much better in Constructed, where he has a 1-drop is a frightening thing. Yeah, so we'll take Die Young here. Okay, another Pyrohelix, also an Armorcraft Judge, though, and that card can just get really strong. We are in 2 colors. Like, if we end up black-green, we are in colors that can really take advantage of the +1/+1 counter effect of drawing cards. Hunt the Weak is also pretty good. Do I take Hunt the Weak over Armorcraft Judge? I don't know. I don't mind Narnum Cobra either. I'm leaning towards the Judge over Hunt the Weak, but that might be wrong, but I'm going to do it. I want to try to make a deck where I can take advantage of +1/+1 counters. It seems like that'll be fun. Okay, well, Foundry Screecher is a solid card. Quicksmith Genius, also a solid card. It's not clear. I mean, we may just be splashing red for Unlicensed Disintegration. I also like Inventor's Goggles. Okay, we already have one Artificer, incidentally. But Rush of Vitality is a strong trick, but I think I'm probably just going to take the Screecher here. Right now we don't have any artifacts, but, you know, it's Kaladesh. We're going to end up with some. And a 3-mana 2/1 with flying isn't the worst fail case anyway. So, yeah, I think I take the Screecher there. Okay. I like Janjit Sentry if we were blue. We could think about taking it. It's not incredible. Like, I can't believe they decided to make it cost 2 energy. It seems a little overcosted. Subtle Strike does do stuff with +1/+1 counters, and it's kind of a removal spell. This pack in general is not amazing, really, for anybody. Thriving Turtle may be the best card in it, and Thriving Turtle's solid and all, but you don't usually want to be saying that. But yeah, I'll take Subtle Strike here. Okay, so blue is looking really open. That's for sure. So we could just like play it safe and take this card, or we could think about delving into some blue. Thriving Turtle is definitely the best blue card in this pack. These These three aren't great. Minister of Inquiries can occasionally just win you a game if you have a lot of ways to making energy. We could also just take the 4-mana 3/4 in black. And that might just be the better pick, even as mediocre as it is. Because the chances we get to play the turtle aren't incredibly high. And it's not such a good blue card that I'm like, yeah, I'm switching all the way. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take the 4-drop. I like Thriving Ibex too, but yeah, we'll take the security there. Okay, so Malfunction being here is another good indicator that blue's open. But there's also an Ambitious Aetherborn who I think is fine. Built to Smash is a nice trick, but red looks more like a splash color at this point. Riparian Tiger, though, is probably better than Aetherborn, actually. I was sort of not paying attention to the fact it was here. Yeah, we're going to take the Tiger. He doesn't get +1/+1 counters or anything, but that's okay. He's just a solid finisher in any deck, really. Okay, here I probably take Highspire Artisan. Yeah, that's what I do. There's one card that cares about +1/+1 counters. Okay, so Nimble Innovator is the best card here, for sure. Larger Than Life is not a card I like a whole lot, but it seems like it has a chance to be better than Workshop Assistant in our deck, so I think I'll take it. I mean, I'm probably not playing it. I don't mind taking another huge finisher. We also have a couple reasons to want energy now, so we could think about taking the Puzzle Knot. We also have a couple reasons to want artifacts. So, yeah, I think I will take the Puzzle Knot over the Prowler. The Prowler's an okay finisher and all, but yeah, now I'll take a Scavenger. I think it's a solid card. These are bad cards. I'll take the less bad one, I guess, and I'll take a Demolish. So I think black and green seem reasonably open. We have a few reasons to care about energy now, so that's sort of a sub-theme of our deck. We would like to get more ways to make +1/+1 counters. Right now we have 2 of them, Subtle Strike and Highspire Artisan. So yeah, Arborback Stomper is really good. This pack is pretty stacked, so it has 4 cards in it that I would consider first picking. Arborback Stomper, Visionary Augmenter, Gear Seeker Serpent, and Revoke Privileges. I think I would take the Privileges first, but after that it gets pretty close. It's hard to say. For us though, it's probably just a big Arborback Stomper. We're probably going to wheel some guys, some of the like medium guys with Fabricate to help us, maybe a Narnum Cobra, but Arborback Stomper is just a big, powerful green creature with a nice Enter the Battlefield ability. Another Toolcraft exemplar, so that's the thing. So yeah, we also could think about just splashing white, but I don't really see a great reason to be doing that at this point. I mean, we do have one way to help us splash, and we may pick up more. So I don't think we got what we need for Hazardous Conditions to be good. It's pretty hard to make it be good, honestly. It's probably the worst of the gold cards. But even though we're black-green, I don't think we really want it. Although, you die. Yeah, right now, most of our creatures actually survive it. Whether that continues to be the case is the question. This is a very strong combat trick. We can also take an Artisan. This pack in general is not great for us. So, is Rush of Vitality better than Blossoming Defense? I don't think so. The great thing about Blossoming Defense is you can just like leave one green up and negate a removal spell from your opponent. And I like that a lot. We could think about the Goggles. But I think I'm going to take the good trick here. Tricks are pretty good in this format. Our deck's not incredibly aggressive, but we could... Oh, Metalwork Colossus. We probably aren't going to be casting that very easily at this point. Okay, Sky Skiff. Wild Wanderer improves our ability to splash for the Unlicensed Disintegration. So that might be worth looking at. Gives us a lot more choices if we can start splashing a little better. So I think I probably do take the Wanderer over the Sky Skiff. Yeah. Longfin Sky Whale. Ooh, Fretwork Colony. That seems solid in our deck, but Pima Outrider is probably just better, right? Yeah, it's better. Fretwork Colony, it's a solid card and all. It likes +1/+1 counters, as does Thriving Rats, but I think Pima Outrider is just better than any of that stuff. Yeah, so we're going to take it. It's a super strong card for a common. Okay, here's something that does stuff with +1/+1 counters, but another Pima Outrider. I think that just means I take that, even though we do need some lower curve, but Pima Outrider also helps us get artifacts if that's something we need to be doing. And it also helps us get +1/+1 counters, which is something we want to be doing. So I think I take it there. So yeah, I mean the Scavenger gets a little better when you have like lots of Into the Battlefield abilities. And right now we have Armorcraft Judge, we have Arborback Stomper. That's pretty much it, but we might still play it. It's the card I kind of have a question mark next to right now, but We could end up playing it. Okay, so Self-Assembler. We could take a Self-Assembler. We could take another good trick. Rush of Vitality is probably the better of these two. I don't think we want Morbid Curiosity. No, probably not. Probably not. So this pack, I mean, I don't like Night Market Lookout very much. Self-Assembler or Rush of Vitality is basically what we're looking at here. I think I'm going to take the Assembler. I mean, tricks are good in this format, but when I have, if I can just pick up a second one of these, it gets to be a pretty good card. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. And the fact that it's here this late means it stands a pretty good chance no one else thought to pick one up earlier. But someone may have hoped it would wheel, I guess. It is possible for us to pivot out of black, potentially, with what we're seeing here. Is our deck the kind of deck that wants a Whirler Maker? I don't think it is. We could think about it. We don't have enough good removal to really be a grindy control deck, though. I just don't feel like we're there. I think maybe we just take a P-Foul and maybe we splash blue and can occasionally give it flying. I could also think about taking the Skygate. It's a little better in a grindier deck, but it actually can block a lot of relevant creatures in this format. And it's also an artifact, which a couple of our cards care about. Yeah, I think I'll take the Skygate. Being able to splash, but you can't really play the P-Foul without being able to pay for its activated ability. So I think taking the Skygate's fine. Okay, Narnum Cobra is probably what I take here. Man, that would have been a fun deck to build. Yeah, but it's probably Narnum Cobra. I like it more than the Pillar Bug because it can trade for anything. Live Fast is all right, but I like Narnum Cobra more. Yeah, Narnum Cobra it is. Okay, so here I think we probably just take the Sage. We have a few reasons to care about energy. It is a 2-drop. There's a chance it gets cut out of our deck, but, Okay, so another High Spire Artisan. It's not a card I love, but it is fine, and I think I take it here over Hazardous Conditions, which still... not the most exciting card in our deck, although we still do have lots of creatures who survive, but I'm going to go for more things that give me +1/+1 counters. Here, I think I take the Rush now over another Club Security dude. We don't have enough good artifacts to want to be playing the guy who gets artifacts back from our graveyard, so... So, we still don't have great removal, So splashing for red's probably right. Yeah, I think I'd take Thriving Rats. I don't know if I think it probably makes it in ahead of the Sage even. We'll take 4/2ish is fine. I don't think we're going to end up with enough artifacts to make it work, but maybe we do. I'd say, and we're not playing him unless we pick up another copy of him. So, yeah, I'd say we probably need at least 5 or 6 artifacts before I'm yeah, let's play this thing and draw 2 cards every time. Concealed Courtyard. What are you worth? There's a Nature's Way in this pack. That's probably what I take. It's worth $1.47. Could also help us splash white, theoretically. But Nature's Way is just one of the strongest cards in this set. It's better than Welding Sparks. It's probably just the best card in this pack. And this is a strong one. I mean, Pima Outrider, Nature's Way, Welding Sparks, Propeller Pioneer, all cards I've first picked before. Maybe even Malfunction in a weak pack, but Nature's Way is definitely where we go. We have enough big monsters who I like the idea of bashing into my opponent's creatures with, and then swinging right at them. Hello. Okay, it's probably what we take here over some other solid cards like Wild Wanderer. Solidifies our ability to splash. I wouldn't hate another Riparian Tiger, but Cultivator of Blades, we've got ways to go wide, and we have another creature that with +1/+1 counters that likes them, so I think we take it. Do we have enough for Underhanded Designs to be worth playing in our deck? I think the answer is probably no. I mean, we have 3 artifacts, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ways of making artifacts, so we kind of have 8. But I don't think that's enough for Underhanded Designs. Accomplished Automaton, not a terrible finisher for a common, but I'm kind of leaning towards just taking Maulfist Squad or Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot, but I'm leaning towards a Squad. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Squad. Ooh, another Arborback Stomper. Do I want that over everything else in this pack? Yeah, I think I do. I think it's just, Gearseeker Serpent may be the best card in this pack, especially if you've got the deck for it. But Arborback Stomper is just super good, and I'm happy to have 2 of him. Another Armorcraft Judge. That's pretty good news because we've now ended up, I think, with enough reasons to want to take a second one, so we will. Got some trimming to do. Okay, so Attune with Ether can help us splash. You take another Subtle Strike. I think at this point we're probably cutting like our less good combat tricks and probably a few other things, but we could think about the Gearsmith and splashing white instead, but the Disintegration is our best removal spell, so splashing red might be better. And we do have 3 cards. No, we only have 2 cards to help us splash. We didn't pick up a second Wanderer, did we? So Attune can help us splash. So basically the choice is like another card to help us splash that I don't feel like has a great chance of making our deck, or another card that we could think about splashing. So neither choice is great. I think I'm going to take the stronger card, which is the Gearsmith, and see if we decide to splash it. Okay, well, here's another Wild Wanderer. It's also a Duned Operative, though. It's a pretty good little 2-drop. We don't have a ton of artifacts, but I think we have enough, so I think I'm going to take him over another Wanderer. Inventor's Goggles. Sure. Not sure it'll make the cut. We have a lot of playables. This has been a pretty deep draft. It doesn't look like Self-Assembler is going to happen for us. This guy's probably not making it. He's just like, at this point, if a card doesn't have synergy of some kind or another, we probably can cut it. And this isn't an artifact. It doesn't get +1/+1 counters. Doesn't do much for us. I think I'm going to take the Automaton, though. I don't think we play it, though we can think about it. So this Sage isn't great in our deck. I mean, we have some reasons to care about energy, but not enough to play it when we have better 2-drops. Skygate may be more of a sideboard card for us. So Riparian Tiger and Wild Wanderer. I kind of am happy with my 5s. I think Arborback Stomper is just better than the Tiger. So I think I'm just going to take another Wanderer here. Now, do we take another Skygate for the sideboard? Yeah, I guess we do. I'm not going to play the black Puzzle Knot in this deck. I'm probably not playing the green one anymore either. We're not like desperate for artifacts anymore because we have so much in the way of Fabricate. That's it. So I think I'd probably take another Scavenger, though I may not even play the first one in this particular deck. It doesn't really matter here, does it? So our deck is like super creature heavy, but I like it. It's strong. There's a lot of synergy. Another Attune. So we could splash. If we had picked up, we did pick it up. We could think about splashing for both, I think. We really could. We have 1 Attune, and we have 2 Wild Wanderers. So we could probably get away with splashing for both of these powerful gold cards. I would be happier if I picked up the artifact that adds for colorless prophetic prism, something, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but that thing would be nice. So we could think about we're splashing one of them. I can tell you that because there's no reason not to. They're both very strong cards, and if we can splash both, I'd be even happier. Question is, how do I go about cutting cards? I think we'd probably lose the Scavenger. This Gearsmith's basically just a better Scavenger. Could think about cutting like Thriving Rats or Duned Operative or one of our mini 4s. Like Malfist Squad's probably our worst 4. That I'm pretty sure of. Yeah, we could probably cut that. Still need to cut one more card though. If we want to splash both, we have to run Attune, I think, and 2 Wild Wanderers, and then I can probably get away with 1 Plains and 1 Mountain, which is a little crazy, but between drawing cards, with our Armorcraft Judges and our fixing, I think it would probably be okay. And we have Servant of the Conduit as well. I mean, on top of the Wanderers and the Attune, so I could probably get away with 1 and 1. But what do I cut? I mean, the Screecher's fine. It's like our only flyer, so that's we kind of need a flyer, I feel like. So Riparian Tiger is definitely our worst 5-drop, but I still think it's good. Blossoming Defense, I think, is too good of a trick because the way it can interact at any time for 1 green mana to negate a removal spell is pretty awesome. We do have tons of creatures. And the question is, do I want to lose more ways of making +1/+1 counters, like my Thriving Rats? Also makes energy, which can be relevant for a few cards in our deck. Excuse me. Or do I cut like a High Spire Artisan who's probably not quite as good as Thriving Rats, but does always have a +1/+1 counter if I say it does? Yeah, I mean, I think I can cut. I think I can cut like this and feel okay about it. And we can try to just splash both of these, which is a little crazy, but it is something that green is capable of doing. So, yeah, I mean, I think I need to run more than 4 mountains. I think it's probably safe to go 10, 5, 1, 1. Is that reasonable? Thing is, all of our black cards are cards we want to play early, other than like our Gearsmith and our Disintegration. So, is it worth going all the way down to 9? We have tons of green cards, so it's a little dangerous, and our green cards help us fix. So I think I'm going to try to go with 10, 5, 1, 1 here. See how crazy this mana base is. I think it's worth the power, though. These are both very strong cards. Getting back like a Pima Outrider or an Arborback Stomper with your Gearsmith is like a messed up thing to do. I mean, even getting back like a Narnum Cobra can be pretty great. So yeah, I think we're okay with the splashing. We have 4 cards to help us splash, and I think that's plenty for a double splash here. I think so. Yeah. All right. So this will be the deck. See how it does. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.